Hey now, say now, welcome back to the Stanford Cardinal Dynasty. The pursuit of perfection is on. The Cardinal enter today's episode 8-0 and the number 4 team in the country. A quick 3-year turnaround for the program. However, just like the late great Kobe Bean Bryant said, job is not finished. Today's episode opens at home versus the Duke Blue Devils, and we face their heated rivals in Game 2. Freshman Josh Pinto still has the hot hand after a 3-touchdown effort in the last game. The run game has also been helping out, and that's exactly how Stanford starts the game in this one. Micah Ford takes the handoff, he gets through the hole, and he picks up 11 yards, picking up the first down. Later on the drive, RB2 Chris Davis going to take the handoff. He cuts to the outside and sees nothing but green. 10-5, touchdown, Cardinal. They impose their will early by pounding the rock, getting them a 7-0 lead early. The Blue Devils then face a 3rd and 4 from the 38. Stanford's going to send the heat, but QB Dan Mahan avoids the pressure and throws a strike to tight end Vance Boilyard, who loses his mark and converts the first down. Then, play action. Stanford sends the pressure again, and this time Joe Osayan brings him down as safety Isaac Smith also came through, and that's going to stall the drive, and Duke picks up 3. Stanford drive again. Ball on the 43. Ford's going to take the handoff and run right up the middle. He picks up another double-digit run, picking up the first down. Later, 2nd and goal from the 2-yard line. Chris Davis is going to punch it across the goal line for his 2nd touchdown of the half. Stanford extends their lead to 11. Duke gets the ball once again. They're driving 2nd and 10 on the 25. Mahan's going to take the snap, and he's going to find a wide open receiver, Marcus Tant, who picks up a big gain all the way down to the 2-yard line. After the big gain, they face a 3rd and goal from the 7. Mahan's going to take the snap from empty. He gets enough time to pass, but it's intercepted by the defense. That's slot cornerback Sam Neely, who makes an acrobatic play to take the ball away, and Stanford's offense gets the ball back with just under 40 seconds in the half. They didn't look to put together before the end of the break. Pinto's going to take the snap. 3rd and 2 from the 43. He decides to tuck it and run. He picks up big yardage downfield, crosses the 50, and is knocked out of bounds with 2 seconds to play. This sets up a long field goal for the kicker, and Dakota Clark drills it as time expires. Cardinal take a 17-3 lead into the break. At the half, Stanford was in clear control, only allowing 3 yards per play and already with 120 yards on the ground themselves, dominating the trenches on both sides of the ball. Same score with 4 to play in the 3rd. 3rd and 2 for Pinto on the 21. He draws back the pass but decides to tuck it quickly. He picks up 2 blocks from fellow freshman McLaughlin, and he dashes to the corner of the end zone for the Stanford touchdown. They extend their lead 24-3 out of the break. Duke was reeling, needing a score on this drive. Mahan's going to fake the handoff. Then he's going to loft the pass downfield, and it's picked off by the defense. Their 2nd of the game. It's linebacker Sam Mattingly who snags it away, setting up the offense in plus territory. The Cardinal then look to put the nail in the coffin. Pinto's going to take the snap on 3rd and 2, throws it up top to Q Brown, and he hauls it in for the touchdown. Cardinal strike quick after the change of possession, essentially putting this one out of the reach. Duke managed 21 points in the final quarter, but the lead was insurmountable, and Stanford improves to 9-0 with a 34-24 victory. Another player of the game awarded to Pinto, who had just 211 yards on 70% completion, but also had 2 scores. Another dominant showing on defense, only allowing 264 yards of total offense on just 4.7 yards per play. The offense was carried by the run game again with 219 yards and 3 total tuds. Again, Pinto did not have to do much through the air, and he did not throw an interception, so that's a positive coming out of this one. Micah Ford had over 120 yards on 5 yards per carry, while Chris Davis just had 4 touches but scored twice, including that 20-plus yard run. Q Brown steadied the receiving game with 6 receptions on 84 yards and that long touchdown, and Jalen Mbakwe added 5 catches for 63 yards. Defensively, our leaders included Dylan Stevenson and Sam Mattingly with 6 total tackles each. Adam Chauvelin had 3 TFLs along with 3 sacks, and we had another 6 players with a sack each, making it a tough day for Duke's O-line and their quarterback. Game 2 sees us at home under the lights against Duke's heated rival, the North Carolina Tar Heels. Another tough matchup as the Heels came into this game ranked number 7 in the country and also undefeated and regular games and conference games at this point. Either team win here would solidify their chance to play for an ACC title and potentially represent the conference and the college football playoff. A lot is on the line in this one. Now let's get into it under the lights here at Stanford Stadium. Both teams boast a star receiver in North Carolina's Jordan Shipp and Stanford's Quashawn Brown, while the Stanford defense has been on a roll and their impact players is in the secondary will have their hands full trying to slow down this North Carolina passing attack. Carolina ball first, and Gio Lopez is going to dump the ball off to halfback Davion Gouts, and he gashes them for a big gain as he's pushed out of bounds down at the 26-yard line. On the very next play, they're going to fake the handoff to him, and then Lopez is going to get taken down for the sack. That's big number 57, Jenkins, taking down the QB. Later, 3rd and 6 from the 22. Lopez takes the snap. Stanford sends the blitz, and star safety Isaac Smith takes him down from behind, stalling the drive, and North Carolina tacks on 3. Stanford's first crack at it, facing a 3rd and 6 from the 43. Pinto's going to drop it off to McLaughlin, and he picks up the first down to extend the drive. They then face a 4th and 4 from the 42. They go for it. McLaughlin drops back, and he finds McLaughlin again wide open across the middle. He converts the yards to gain and much more, and they eventually get down to the goal line. Michael Ford takes a handoff 1 yard out, and he punches it into the end zone. Stanford scores the first touchdown of the game, and they take the lead 7-3. Heels quickly found himself down, and Gio Lopez is going to fake the handoff, and he finds his number 1 receiver, Jordan Shipp. He spins off a defender, and he's taken down after a big gain. Later, 2nd and 1 from the 45. Lopez back to pass again, and then he finds a wide open receiver. It's Adrian Wilson. He runs it all the way back to the end zone. Touchdown Tar Heels, and they beat this defense deep. Now down 3. Pinto's going to drop back to pass. He's going to throw it up top, looking for Mbakwe, but it's intercepted by safety Greg Smith. He gets tackled down at the 41-yard line, and the Tar Heels defense picks him off for his first time in a couple games. Carolina looked to capitalize after the interception. Facing a 2nd 11 from the 40. Lopez drops back. He throws it up top, and it's Wilson wide open again. He outruns Smith. Quick spin move, and he's tackled down inside the end zone. Big play touchdown for the Tar Heels, and they torch the defense early. Stanford now finds himself in a double-digit deficit, facing a 3rd and 17 from the 36. North Carolina sends the blitz. Pinto drops off to McLaughlin. He stiff arms one person, and he powers his way past the first down marker. Tough running there by the freshman, and he picks up the yardage to gain his 500 yards of the season. Later on in the drive, 1st and 10 from the 44. Pinto drifts back, then he dumps it off to Chris Davis. He cuts it inside before cutting it back outside, picking up 20-plus yards. They didn't get down to the goal line. 3rd and goal from the 3. Pinto fakes a handoff, then dumps it off to his tight end for the touchdown. Stanford faces the adversity and comes back to cut the lead to 3. Cardinal get the ball back with 1 minute left in the half. Facing a 2nd and long. Pinto's going to drop back. He hits McLaughlin short. He outruns a defender, jukes out another before tackled down at the 16, converting the first down. The drive eventually stalls, and Dakota Clark comes on to put 3 on the board, and Stanford comes back to tie the game 17-all going into the half. Both teams' passing offense has been putting up big numbers, but the Heels have the 2 big play touchdowns making a difference so far. Stanford has got to fix their leaky defense if they're going to have an opportunity to squeak out the victory. Skip ahead, 6 minutes left in the 3rd quarter. Cardinal ball on the 36. Handoff Michael Ford. He bursts up the middle, and he picks up big yardage as he's tackled down on the 20-yard line. This run also took him over 1,000 yards for the season. He's come on big late, and he's officially passed that 1,000-yard mark. Few plays later, inside the 10, Pinto's going to drop back to pass. He throws it quick to Q Brown. He gets tackled in the end zone for the Stanford touchdown. Stanford scores 17 unanswered after going down 10, and they recapture the lead. Carolina takes over now trailing. Lopez outside give to Gals. He keeps it outside, picks up a big block, and he picks up big yardage. Jukes out a defender, eventually taking 2 defenders out of bounds after the big gain. 2 plays later, Lopez changing the play. He takes a snap from the gun. Back to pass again. He stands in the pocket, but he retreats and gets taken down for the sack. Quick pressure from the interior, and that's a big loss for the defense. That ended up stalling out the North Carolina drive, and kicker Sean McGough comes on and he nails a long field goal, cutting the lead to 4. Stanford ball now holding on to a slim lead to start the 4th. Pinto, quick throw to Cisse. He picks up a block downfield and he jukes out a defender before tackled down at the 43-yard line. Later, facing a 2nd and 10 from the 42, inside give to Ford. He gashes them up the middle again for big yardage, picking up 18. They get the ball down to the 1-yard line, and Micah Ford powers his way across the goal line, forces his way into the end zone for the touchdown. Methodical drive, which took up 5 minutes and extends the lead for the Cardinal in the final quarter. UNC felt the pressure as they trailed by 8 and faced a 4th and 2 with 2 to play. Lopez takes the snap from empty. He loads up for a deep shot. He's got a man downfield, and it's Jordan Shipp who hauls it in for the touchdown. What a dime by the QB as freshman TJ Blanco was beat deep, and they trail by just 2. With only 1:17 to play, they line up to go for 2. Stanford sends the blitz. It doesn't immediately get home, but eventually it does as defensive tackle Bryce Jenkins comes free for the sack. Conversion's no good, and Cardinal holds on for that 2-point lead, taking the victory 31-29 and are now 10-0 on the year. Michael Ford ran for $125 and 2 touchdowns, and they hold on to knock off the Tar Heels. What an exciting end to this one. Please hit that like button, and I'll see you guys next time.